Jemele Hill, welcome home. Contributing writer for The Atlantic, host of Spolitics, available on all podcast form. Author, her memoir, Uphill, great name, great book, is available everywhere you buy books. She appeared on this program 78 times with an impressive 28.2 win percentage. Jemele, catch us up on everything in your life. You got 10 seconds.
All right. Well, last time I was on this show, 2018, let's see, I'm married now. I live in Los Angeles. I love golf. Basically, I'm 80 years old right now.
And Kate Fagan. Kate, welcome home. Author of many books now. Let's go around. That Horn, The Reappearing Act, is her story. What Made Maddie Run is the story of Madison Holleran. The Gorgeous Hoop Muses with Simone Augustus. And most recently, your first novel, The Three Lives of Kate K. The moment it dropped earlier this year, went right on the acclaimed Reese's Book Club list. Now, Reese's delicious chocolate, that would be nice if they were giving away chocolate. That's not Reese's, that's Reese Witherspoon on her book list. An amazing, amazing list to be on. So now, Kate, catch us up on everything in your life. You got 10 seconds.
All right, Tony. So I'm writing fiction now, which means that I make things up for a living, which really isn't that different than what like Woody and Frank was doing
Yes.
back home. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if you were here when we had the emoji filters. That is a hot take from Fagan. Also appearing Courtney Cronin and Justin Tinsley, which I say usually is a joke. I mean that. I'm thrilled to have you guys here too as well because we got 10 shows left. I mean, this is anybody's ball game. Let's go around the horn to the first word. And those first words are clank, plonk, douche, splat. Celtics, 25 for 100 from three. A panel that appeared in your chairs yesterday said they could not possibly shoot as bad in game 2 as they did in game 1, and I am muting you for that. Yes, you, Jemele, and you, Kate, guilty by association. How the Knicks came back from 20 down again, and for the second straight game, Mikal Bridges swallowing up a final play. It all defies logic. But so does the scoring on this show. Something you've known, Jemele, in the past, and you're about to be reintroduced to. So, Jem, I ask you, can the Celtics come back from this, or do you see a dead champ walking?
Look, Tony, in about a week or so, there's only 2 questions we're going to be asking. That is, who did the body and where's the repass? I do think that the Celtics are done.
Wow.
It's over. Yes, I said it. I'm going to save my hottest takes for today because I won't be back. So I might as well do that. I mean, listen, here's the reality of it. I think there's a major identity issue going on here with the Celtics. I thought about something Mikal Bridges said after the game, and he said that they're finding different ways to win. And the problem is the Celtics seem to only know one way to win, and that one way to win isn't working. And when you're up against a New York Knicks team that has a ton of resiliency, a ton of resolve, and came into this series with this huge chip on their shoulder because of how they had gotten beaten down by the Celtics all throughout the regular season, I think this is a recipe for disaster. I don't think the Celtics get swept, but I do.
You think it's over, though?
You
know, and I gave that great biography of you.
It's done.
I didn't start with where it all started for you. Well, it started at Michigan State, but where it all started for you, the Orlando Sentinel. You came to us as a reporter at the Orlando. That was some reporting. You read Mikal Bridges' quote, and you use it on the show.
That's
I love
right.
seeing that. Courtney Cronin, around the horn to you. Are the champs done?
Yeah, it won't be a sweep. It probably goes 7, but they can't change their identity because they've shown us that they are not willing to. They shot 100 threes in the last 2 games, and their superstars have completely disappeared. In clutch time, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are 1 for 12. And of course, we can think about the Jason Tatum we saw who cooked the New York Knicks in 4 regular season games this year. This guy looks like the 2022 NBA playoff version of him. And it's funny because wasn't this team the one that won the NBA Finals last year? This group looks like they haven't figured out how to play together, whereas the resiliency that you've seen from the New York Knicks, defense coming through, being able to erase 20-point leads in back-to-back games, that's why I think everything's tilting in the favor, including the Vegas odds today on why the Knicks are favored to win this series.
So, we're saying it. So, Bill Plaschke has taken over the voices of Hill and Cronin. Is that what happened? Justin Tinsley, around the horn to you.
Count me in on that. I know you saw Neil Long's tweet last night, and this new Pope is a Villanova grad, so he might as well be a Nova Knick as well. With Neil Long and the Pope on your side, who's really against the Knicks at this point? But Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson said this after the game. Yes, they're happy to be up 2-0, but they have to stop digging these big holes. The Boston Celtics, this is only the second time in 6 years that they've shot under 25% from three in back-to-back games. That's since 2019. So the Knicks know this. But the one area of their game where I give them, it's transferable, is their resolve in the clutch. You look at Mikal Bridges, he had 0 points going into the fourth quarter. He had 14 points in that fourth quarter alone and some amazing defense. Jalen Brunson has 6 points to close out the last 2 minutes. That's the total number of points that the Celtics had over the last 8.5.
You can point to the stats, Justin, but I believe you live by a code that I live by.
What's that?
Never underestimate the heart of a champion. Rudy Tomjanovich said it, and the Celtics are the champion. You believe they can't? They shoot. They've had games where they've taken 53s before. They get past that.
Tony, Hakeem Olajuwon ain't walking through that door in Beantown, my brother.
Let's go to Kate Fagan now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clearly on a panel with some folks who did not grow up New York Knicks fans, all right?
And you did.
The Celtics are, yes. And you know who's not dead and buried is a team that's up 20 twice late in each game and beat the team 4 times during the regular season. That's not a team that I think is like going to be run out of town here. So I'm actually picking Boston in 7 for a couple of reasons. The first being that I'm not going to be back on this show to get muted if it doesn't happen. But I am picking Boston in 7.
You guys.
And I think that going back to MSG at this point, we could look at it like they're going into hostile territory. But I think for Boston right now, it is actually a chance to just reset and take on that mentality that they have had over these past years to be like us against the world.
I hear you on that.
Yep.
Okay. You just reminded me, Kate, your nickname growing up as you were playing as a young player.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Starks.
Yes.
You were a Knicks lifer, of course. It was Starks. And the whole idea, Kate, just one thing. Let me ask you this. Shooters shoot themselves out of slump. I'm only asking the #1 all-time free throw shooter in the history of Colorado Buffalo at all time, 82%. Do you subscribe still to shooters shoot through a slump when they are 25 for 100?
Yeah, of course they do. Okay. And whatever they shot these last 2 games means absolutely nothing. Okay. So it pains me to my John Starks loving heart is pained. Yeah. But Boston's going to win this thing. Yeah.
We've been Horn. We'll move on. We're rolling on to the Oklahoma City Thunder last night and what they did to the Denver Nuggets. They beat down a down of beats, so downward it was back from when beat downs were still beat downs. 149-106. A million stats I can give you. Here's 2. OKC tied the NBA record for playoff points at half, 87. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the game, plus 51. A-10 does a 43-point win prove all is right with the Thunder?
No, I wouldn't say that. To me, that game feels like an anomaly. They're not going to win by 43 points again, and Jokic won't be a negative 36 plus minus again. I truly believe the battle-tested history of this Nuggets team, and they know OKC blew a lot of people out this year, but if they can keep that thing going close into the fourth, all the pressure goes on OKC. But here's who I'm looking at on this Denver Nuggets team. Michael Porter Jr., I'm begging you to please show up. You played great against the OKC during the regular season, but during games 1 and 2, you're just out there getting cardio. 10 points on a combined 18 shots. Show up for your team, bro.
Okay, but you don't think a big win like that means anything going forward? Kate, I'll ask you that. The way they won, they were up by 60, they were up by 50, they won by 40. Does that mean the Thunder are all right?
Yeah, I think the Thunder are all right. I don't know how it's an anomaly when this team that we saw all season long in the Thunder was the best team in the NBA. I mean, they're feisty, they're rabid. They also seem to play with like a cohesion and a joy that we don't often see in the NBA. That doesn't mean I don't think that this is going to be a longer series, but I think the one thing they're lacking is experience, which is what we saw at the end of the first game coming to bite them, and then they regrouped. And they came back out in game 2, and they showed us the team that we saw all year long.
Jamel Hill, how do you view the Thunder after that big win?
Look, I don't want to be dismissive or completely dismissive of such a 40-point, just hellacious beatdown. But at the end of the day, the series is still 1-1. SGA even said that himself afterwards. Like, that's the only thing that has been proven. The other thing, too, is that I think all the pressure lies on the Thunder throughout this series. I mean, considering how dominant they were in the regular season, I think that people still wonder, what is this team if they get into a tight series, if they get into a tight game, like what kind of character in this team will show up? So while I do think the Thunder will ultimately win this series, I think it's going to be a long series, and I think Denver is going to be a big pain for them.
So a result like last night, just kind of a throwaway. You acknowledge what happened, but you have to move on from it. Courtney Cronin, how do you see it?
Jamel's right, because we don't know what they're
Jamel's
like
right.
all
Jamel
that
gets the
often
point. All right.
in clutch situations.
Jamel.
They've been in 27 clutch games, including 3 in the postseason so far. This was beyond comfortable for them to cruise to a win. They led for the final 47 minutes. What did they actually learn from their mistakes, though, on Monday night? I think we'll feel a lot better about the Thunder as contenders if we see them in a similar situation where they don't have the same sort of mental errors that we saw in Game 1. But better ball movement, better defensive rebounding. They frustrated Nikola Jokic so much that he fouled out at the end of the third quarter. All good things to take away as they go on.
All right. That will be our horn. Hill 30, Fagan 28. They're in the lead, but maybe I should go back to some picks they made in previous shows. Jamel, Cincinnati Reds will be the dynasty of baseball in the 2010s. Interesting. Oh, Kate Fagan, the Columbus Blue Jackets, your next Stanley Cup champ. You have some old friends back, Jamel Hill, Kate Fagan, the many lives of Around the Horn, some might say, because one of the early traditions of this shows was the buy or sell this person who had a take. I loved it. We did this all the time with Plaschke. Buy or sell Bill Plaschke. And then I'd have 3 people rip him to his face, sell everything he stands for. We're bringing it back right now. Let's go around the horn. Look at this quote. Not only is Caitlin Clark my pick for MVP this year, but I think the team, the Fever, gonna make a run, deep run, if not make it to the finals. They have the player, the coach, and the team. Who said it? Jamel Hill. Jam, let me cook a bit. I'm going to ratchet this up. It's a Jamel guarantee. It's a guarantee. Caitlin Clark, MVP. Guarantee. Fever, win the finals. Guarantee. She said it all. All right, I was cooking. But Courtney, buy or sell that flaming hot take from Jamel Hill?
I'm buying the first part of it, that Caitlin Clark can win the MVP. Did you see the side-by-side photo that they did during the Brazil exhibition? How yoked this girl looked. She looked like a completely different player after the Olympic break last year, on her way to winning Rookie of the Year. So yes, I think that she will win the MVP. I don't buy the Fever just yet. They've made a lot of really good contributions this year. DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, brand new coaching staff. I think they will be one of the top 2 or 3 seeds, but I still
okay, yeah, there was a but there. All right, so half buy. You're buying the first part, Hill, but then you're selling that flaming hot take from Hill. Justin Tinsley, buy or sell Jamel?
Yeah, I'm going half and half as well. She actually is my pick for MVP this year, and I think the MVP race in the WNBA is going to be amazing. You saw the way she ended last season, especially after the Olympics last year. She was a straight flamethrower, so I expect more this year. Now this, yes, the Fever made a lot of great moves, but I'm looking at teams like the Lynx. I'm looking at teams like the Aces, the Liberty. There's the Sparks. I just think there's a ton of competition running for that championship trophy. And so I'm going
You hear that, Hill? He's selling you. He doesn't think you got what it takes. Let's go to Kate Fagan first. Buy or sell? Jamel Hill's take here.
Yeah. All right, well, it's clear that Caitlin Clark is buying protein because she is back. But I'm actually, and everybody's buying protein these days, right? Go get your cottage cheese. But Jamel, I am selling the take because I think, I don't know, the WNBA, it's been since 2009 in Taurasi that a guard has won MVP. And I just don't think the game right now is ready for a guard to win MVP. I think it's still such like a forward dominated game, and I think we're going to continue to see that trend, and I just don't think Caitlin is yet ready for that MVP award. However, Tony, I am buying Jamel's memoir, okay?
Okay, well, that's always nice.
Hey, there we go.
Uphill, the memoir.
There we go.
Now available in all bookstores. Kate, you didn't answer the second part of the question. Buy or sell Fever finals?
Yeah, I'm also selling Jamel there, but again, I'm buying her memoir, but I'm selling her again on the finals.
Liberty, Aces, are still above them in the pecking order. And now, Jamel, make your full case here.
It just proves it be your own people every time. Dang, Kate, you sold me clean up the river. And by the way, Tony, I got a little bit nervous when I saw you were pulling tweets. Dude, I just came back, man. I ain't put my feet up just yet, all right? If you know what I mean.
No, what are you?
Look, here's the thing. I hear what Kate is saying, and she's absolutely right. The WNBA generally is a forward, a big, dominated type of league. But the way that she will dominate this year, I think, is with her passing. She led the league last year in assists, and it's all a beautiful part of her game that's a little bit understated. This team, with the additions, they got the mentality. They got pushed around a little bit last year, but with those biceps that Caitlin has this year, and with Stephanie White, with her having that aggressive, tough attitude, I'm telling you, book it.
All right, that's
Caitlin
a
Clark
hill
is
guarantee. There we
Favor
go.
in the finals.
Buy or sell too? Of course, Kate, now it's your turn. We're going to buy or sell Kate Fagan, your cover story you wrote for Sports Illustrated 5 years ago. Here's the poll quote I want to get your take on. Yeah, Taurasi should have been the Jordan, but maybe, just like the league itself, she was ahead of her time. Maybe the Jordan is about to walk through the doors. And when that player does arrive, all the scales and models that say women's basketball players get only this much airtime and salary and marketing dollars and investment will be blown to smithereens. Courtney, buy or sell Kate Fagan?
I'm buying it. It's some incredible foreshadowing. Last year, the WNBA opened with the highest attendance ever in its first month, most watched national TV games. And think about where the league is from 2001 to when now. Like, you have real journalists who are willing to push the envelope in covering these teams, not just fan journalism anymore. You've got Asia Wilson with a signature shoe selling out in 5 minutes. You've got a dedicated studio team for the WNBA broadcast. Kate, great job foreshadowing all these things.
Jamel Hill, buy or sell Kate Fagan?
I'm gonna do Kate like the rest of y'all did me in the last topic. Is that I'm gonna buy part of this. I think Kate obviously nailed the fact that the popularity of the game, the growth, the explosion of pay equity, that was all going to happen. But when you start comparing people to Michael Jordan, I'm not so sure if I can quite get there just yet.
Justin Tinsley.
All right, can't do that.
Justin Tinsley.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And Kate, after the show, can you please give me the Mega Millions or the Powerball numbers since you have foresight like that? Because I mean, I think you were spot on. I think Jordan is more so a collection of players. Obviously, Asia Wilson in the shoes. You got somebody like Juju Watkins waiting in the wings. Like, the women's game is in an incredible place, and you got to give Kate her flowers. She called it.
Kate, I don't want you to comment on what you said 5 years ago. I want you to tell us what's going to happen 5 years from now.
Well, I will say, I don't know how much time I have here, but kudos to ESPN for actually putting some WNBA games on the air. I can say that because it'll be my last time on Around the Horn again, Tony. But finally, they put some W on the air, and look at it. It's taking off.
It is taking off. Cronin, Tinsley, you're taking off right now. Don't go too far. I want you to see how Jamel and Kate cook in Showdown. Maybe it was...
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.